What's up, everybody? You got your one and only Tony Lamarr out here in Austin, Texas, and you're watching Movie Hype with my co-host,
Ross Miller.
Well, let me rephrase, not watching, but listening. We do appreciate you checking this out again. We're here talking about movies, nothing but movies, what's coming out, and a little bit about the past, but the most important thing, we love movies, and we're going to talk about that. We're just going to judge them for what they are, just movies themselves. And this week, a new movie trailer just dropped. It's from Mr. Steven Spielberg, one of my favorite directors in my early years in the movies. Has a new movie coming out called The BFG. Okay, so Ross, what do you think about the new trailer?
Well, I thought it was interesting. I did like it. I guess, like, mostly the way that it presented itself. I'm seeing BFG, and I'm like, well, what is BFG? The trailer never even tries to explain it, which I appreciate. And my first thought, of course, was, well, they named it BFG because Oliver and Harry Potter were already taken. But clearly, it's not that kind of movie. It's a very different story. And I love the way they tell this thing, because what are they saying? There's something out there. You know, you have all these rules. Don't look out the thing. Don't do this. You know what I mean? The girl was saying all this stuff to set it up, kind of the Bloody Mary Gremlins kind of a deal. And then she breaks the rule, and this whatever this thing is that you can't tell what it is. It could be anything. It looks like death. You know what I mean? And it looks at her and comes after her. And she hides under the blanket, which, as a kid, everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody's experienced that at least once where you're like, oh, the blankets are going to keep me safe. No, the blankets will not stop an axe, let me just tell you. But
are you sure?
I'm pretty sure that the blankets are not going to save you. But I love it. I love the whole thing and the hand reaching in. And the problem is that's not where it's going to end. They're going to keep releasing trailers, doling out a little bit more of the story and a little bit more of the story. And to me, who isn't sold on it already? My God, this to me is the quintessential trailer. It is perfect. And
well, it's based off a children's book written by, I forgot how to say his name, but it was written, I want to say, in the early 80s. This is an old book here. I mean, I know what BFG stands for. If you want me to tell you, I'll tell you.
Is it a spoiler?
I wouldn't. Well, the book's out. I mean, it's been out it's been out for a while, and there's already been an animated version of the book as well. I mean, it's not as well known. Well, but I'll tell you if you want to know. But you gotta ask. You gotta say, yeah, I don't give a shit.
Well, to me,
I don't care.
You know, I don't care. But what I'm saying is it something that our listeners might be? Oh my God, I can't believe they said that. Is it anything like that?
No, but
then go ahead and say it.
Okay, it means big friendly giant. That's what it means.
Oh,
big friendly giant.
That kind of deflates the entire trailer now.
I just spoiled it for people. That's why you don't spoil things for people here. But come on. But then again, you gotta keep in mind, there's two things that you know it's not gonna be really. It was a big fucking gun, that's for sure.
Well, I was sure it wasn't that.
But some people actually thought that. I thought that was funny. But even if it was, it wouldn't be Disney and Spielberg.
That's what I was saying. Has anybody been watching Spielberg movies? He doesn't do the big fucking gun movie.
But see, there you go. This is the first film that Spielberg has done with Disney, as far as I know. I don't think they ever worked together.
Nope.
I think this is the first time.
He does a lot with DreamWorks. I know that. But
yeah. So with that in mind, it's a total Spielberg movie.
Totally.
You know, it goes in the same of his teaser trailer that you don't see what it is, because I'll tell you one thing: he's not going to show anything of this creature until you see the movie, just like Gremlins and all the other movies. So this is a lesson also to think about, because that's the big talk about trailers and teaser, that they show too much, and we just talked about that before. But here's an example of a trailer that definitely doesn't do that. It draws you look. You ask all these questions about the movie, it got you drawn in
completely. But then again, I'm sold. Are you kidding me? You want to talk about getting my butt in the seat? That's going to do it right there. And even with the name, that doesn't actually deflate the thing. That was just me being funny, but. You don't know who the big friendly giant is. Maybe she has a protector. Like, I don't know this book. So if it's somebody like that who isn't familiar with the material, again, everything about it is very intriguing, and I love how they're doing it so far.
And it'll do okay. Like, once you hear the whole storyline, you're gonna say, yeah, I can see Spielberg all over it. But the one I'm looking forward to, what he's gonna shoot after this, and I'm calling it now. His next big movie is gonna be Ready Player One. I mean, I don't know how you're about reading books, but if you read that now, that's going to be the next. This is the movie he's doing after this one here. is called Ready Player One. That's going to be a big deal. So anyways, let's stick to the subject here of this particular movie. I'm not going to go much about the story, but it is about the little girl. She's the main character of the whole story, and she goes on a journey with the BFG. So and I'm looking forward because it's going to be very special effect driven. I mean, it's really going to be a lot of action, and it's going to be a good story, and it's something that I could totally see Spielberg reading and said, yes, I'm doing this movie, absolutely. It goes the same line of his, like I said earlier, Gremlins and, the Goonies. I mean, it's that type of story, and it fits perfect. I mean, it kind of just fills in those gaps because Spielberg has been a while doing movies that are not that, Bridge of Spies, I didn't think it was I didn't really care for that one, or even the last one, Lincoln, before that. Again, they thought I was going to do, it's going to be Oscar, this and that. And yeah, Lewis did a great job, but it just didn't deliver. So hopefully Spielberg, with this one here, would go back, would really knows how to tell a family story. He's very, very good at that. So we'll see more about this trailer come closer to, around March. It'll be a while.
I don't get why Lincoln didn't do better, man. Because once he started fighting the vampires, I didn't see that coming. Come on,
I know you did not know that about his background. And it was about time we learned about his vampire slaying days, people. Exactly. So there you go. That was a big trailer. The next one came out. It's going to be The Nice Guys, and I'm really curious what you think about this trailer. And go ahead, Ross. What's your thoughts on The Nice Guys?
Well, sadly, I mean, it looks like an interesting film, and it's probably well written and it's probably well acted, but it looks like the same regurgitation of the same movie they do every few years, where it's some guy that's out there trying to, you know what I mean? He's the tough guy, and he's trying to help people or whatever. He gets pulled into some situation he doesn't want to be in, or he's got to go save somebody he doesn't want to save, that kind of thing. It just, and what really caught my eye in the trailer was that bathroom scene. It dragged on for so long. To me, that tells me they've got nothing really to say about this film. They have to be like, no, here, look, it's funny. We promise it's funny. See how funny it is? It's funny.
Well, here's the thing. Have you seen the movie Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Yes.
What did you think about that movie?
It was okay. It wasn't bad.
I see it's from the same writer and director, Shane Black.
Right, but then he should be able to do something more to get people in the seats than showing them a very long gag right in the trailer. But I understand he's not in charge of the trailer, so.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm looking forward to this one here. I do like Shane Black. He was in a movie. He used to be an actor. You shouldn't say he has been or anything, but he was in one of our favorite movies. He was in Predator. Mm-hmm. He was in that movie, which is pretty cool. He also directed the Iron Man 3 movie, which a lot of people have problems with it. I think it's okay. Iron Man is Iron Man. Yeah. So,
and superhero movies are superhero movies. You have to take it for what it is.
But he also did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which I was surprised. Robert Downey Jr. is in that movie. Mm-hmm. Val Kilmer. Very, very funny movies. And this Nice Guys play along in that same genre. It's in the same playground. Mm-hmm. This film is in the same playground as Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So I expect the things that he couldn't do in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, or what he learned from that film, is going to play off in this one here. So I'm actually looking forward to this one.
And that's a good point, because a lot of times what happens is directors, they make a movie and it's a good film, but they struggle with the fact that they don't have any experience in that genre, or in doing that type of universe, whatever. And so here's a guy who did it. He did it very well, but obviously there are things that I think could have been better, but he did it very well for what it was. And now here he is taking a second crack at the same universe. You're not the same universe, but the same genre, the same kind of a feel. And I think, it's going to be a lot better, because he is going to take all the lessons he learned in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So I'm very hopeful for this.
And he's a very good writer. He'll have some strong dialogue in the movie. That's for sure. I'm not worried about that. I think most people are going to worry about is the direction, how he puts the film in motion. So how does it flow? Like you said, use that bathroom scene for example. It may run too long, or it's too short. We don't know. We have to see that scene in its entirety.
Right, and it's probably fine in the context of the entire film, but just it stood out so painful. It was literally like a big blister sore in the middle of this trailer. You know what I mean? It didn't really need to be there. They could have done a very short piece of it, but they didn't have to go through all of that stuff,
Okay, so based off the two trailers you've seen today, as of right now, which one you say I'm gonna go see it in the theater? So what's your take on both?
I would rather see BFG in the theater because The Nice Guys, I mean, it looks like fun and I will watch it, but I can see that just as easy on Netflix as I could in the movie theater. So
Now, is that with that saying that there? Are you saying because is it with our older age we have, like we said last week, that we have patience, we wait for certain movies? I mean, do you pick certain movies like I don't want to watch at home, I don't want to get out of my, I just want to sit back and enjoy it, and just that why some of these movies you don't see in the theater?
no, not at all. I've had this problem most of my life. In fact, there are some movies that I saw that I didn't want to see. That, oh my God, am I glad I went to see in the theater. One of the best examples of that is the original RoboCop. From what I saw in the trailers and what I heard about just the title alone, I'm like, this is going to be the stupidest thing ever made. Like, I had no faith in this movie at all. All my friends were going to see it. It was, what year did it come out? 90 or 86?
97.
No,
87.
87. So I'm
87.
17 years old. All my friends were going out. The chick I was with probably wanted to see it. You know, if I don't remember all the circumstances, but I remember going to that movie theater and I wasn't happy about it. I'm like, man, we're wasting our money. We should go, go drink, go do something else, anything tonight. I lived in LA. It wasn't like there wasn't anything else to do. But oh my God, when we walked out of the theater, I was Mr. RoboCop. Like, I to this day still love that first original film.
I think you and I were on the same wavelength. When I first saw the trailer, I laughed at it in the theater. Like, this is so stupid. The title alone, even with the look, if you watch the making of, even the people who were making the movie did not like the title, which is freaking awesome. The director of the film didn't want to do it in the first place. He actually turned it down. He didn't want to do it. But that's an example that we don't know what you're going to see, and like you said, and you're glad you saw that in the theater. And that's, I mean, to me now, I would call myself a movie buff. I try to go much films. I try to support local films. I try to definitely see movies in the theater. But I do at times, like, you know what, I can wait at home because I want to sit back and relax and watch it. Because there's times I don't watch it in one sitting.
Right.
It has nothing to do with my age. It's just like I have a great pause button on my brain.
Absolutely.
I can put like 4 movies and go right where I left off. Okay, I know where we are, and go forward.
And it's not that we can't make it through those films, because I've sat through Saving Private Ryan. I've sat through Schindler's List in the theaters. I sat through The Lord of the Rings, and all these long movies. That I have no problem with the length of the film. But it's what is going to get me. You need a certain amount of spectacle to justify the big screen, especially nowadays with the price of movies. To me, you really need to justify it.
Well, I think the big screen calls out action. I mean, visual effects, and I mean, taking out. I mean, I don't want to see a drama on a big screen. I think that's probably where my mind is. I do like them, but I'd rather see that at home. And when I go to the theater, I'm thinking roller coaster. I'm thinking popcorn movies. I want special effects. You got me to see, impress me. I mean, that's why the movies I go see in theater are more like Jurassic World. I'll see some comedies. Like I did see the night before I finally went to go see the film. I saw that. Not a bad movie, and I realized I see all the Seth Rogen movies in the theater. Is it? I mean, it's good comedy in my opinion,
and it's an experience because if you have an audience that's really into it, it does make it funnier when everybody's enjoying the same moments. You know what I mean? Yeah,
and that's true. And the thing is, especially with comedy, it's so hard to really enjoy it with the crowd sometimes, because some don't get it, and it's like I want to laugh, and maybe I'm the weirdo in the theater, but the crowds for the Seth Rogen, they know exactly what they expect, and he delivers every year. I mean, I'm going back from when the first movie that I liked was they put together was Knocked Up. He was in that movie, and then of course I love End of the World. This is the end.
This is the end. Yes.
To me, that's probably one of the best Seth Rogen movies. I still watch the scenes from that movie. It makes me laugh. All right, so we got off subject a little bit, but that's the whole point of these films here. I see myself going to see BFG for sure. Nice Guys, and maybe waiting for that to come on online eventually. Yep. But I will see it. I know I will see it. I can guarantee that. Okay, now here's a subject that's coming out nowadays. What's coming out in the future? What is the studios working on to get that $1 to get people back into theaters that pay big money for the movies? Universal Studios' answer is their original monsters. Yes, they're going to bring out the Wolfman, the Mummy,
All the things
all these classics.
all the things that stopped being scary by the 1980s.
Yeah, and here's another example. They just released pictures of the Legend of Tarzan. Do you really need to see a Tarzan movie? I mean, is it my? I mean, I don't think it works with this audience anymore. I mean, I don't think it works. How can you make this movie work? What would you do to make people go see Legend of Tarzan?
I would make a different movie. Is what I would do. I don't.
I don't want to do this script.
Yeah, to me, again, you're absolutely right. This is a story that has been told enough. Unless there's something brand new that you've written that will change the. Because think about it, between like Greystoke and like all these other versions of Tarzan. They have told the definitive story, you know what I mean? And what more can you possibly tell? You know?
Okay, but when you do that, what's the difference between that and doing another origin story of Spider-Man or Batman?
I agree entirely. I never want to see Batman's parents die again. I'm with you on that.
Well, you're going to see it one more time.
Because I'm like a battered defendant or witness or something in the murder trial of the Waynes, and I keep this prosecutor won't stop asking me about it.
I'm waiting for the top 10 versions of the Wayne family being murdered.
Oh, I'm serious.
We should look at every version except for the TV show. They never really talk about that on the TV show.
They never mention it at all.
They mentioned it one time the parents died. Yeah, only in one episode.
Wow.
But other than that, they never ever talk about it.
I don't ever remember them mentioning it even once, and that's awesome. I'm glad at least they addressed
They did acknowledge. They did acknowledge.
But they don't need to hit you over the head with it. We get it. Same thing with Uncle Ben. Man, Uncle Ben is the only character in the Marvel universe that can die.
Well, is that true? Well, no, oh yeah, because what's his name came back?
Yeah, everybody comes back except
yeah.
Uncle Ben.
He don't deserve it.
If you get cast as Uncle Ben, just know you're not going to be in the sequel. But then again, maybe you will be, because they're going to have to show you die again.
But here we go again with the Universal's monsters. I don't think Frankenstein, Dracula. I mean, only movie I would do because it hasn't been done since the original, and I would do Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
I mean, there's one that hasn't been touched on. I don't know why no one has done it yet.
And that's something you can make one of the most suspenseful movies, because it literally can be people on an island, whatever the deal is, in the area where the lagoon is, and they're being terrorized by something. You know what I mean? You make it like The Fog, where all through the movie you don't see what's going on. Like, oh my God, what the hell's happening? Yeah. And finally at the end, when it's a big reveal, it's like, you make this epic monster.
Yeah, and I just don't think these classics. Look, they just did Frankenstein. I mean, sure, from the point of view of Igor, whoever Igor, IKEA, I don't care. Again, it didn't do well.
No,
it tanked because it doesn't work. I don't know how many Dracula movies they did. Dracula, 2000 or Bloodline, whatever came out last year.
So terrible.
And again, when are they going to learn? Drop it. I mean, it had its run.
Once Leslie Nielsen plays the character, it's over. You're not making them anymore.
It's just it's ridiculous. I don't see it. And Tom Cruise is like, he has Mission Impossible. I give him that. Those are cool movies. Even the last one, Rogue Nation, I was surprised I liked it.
And that's an endless license. They literally can crank out something new every few years, because there's always a crisis they can be dealing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's like the old what do they call it? The Thunderbirds, the old Thunderbirds show. There was always something for them to do, and it's the same thing with these action movies. So that's a great license. But when it comes to doing monsters, you need something that's going to capture people. What's scary about Frankenstein? Well, in all those Frankenstein movies that have been made over the past 2 decades, Frankenstein Unbound and all these things, man, they're just not interesting anymore.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. What was your favorite Dracula movie?
I would have to say Bram Stoker's, but not for any scare, anything new in the story, or any this groundbreaking information. I know the Dracula story forward and backwards, but what they did is they made a great visual epic. You know what I mean? From his castle, even with Keanu Reeves in it, he couldn't even harm that film. So that's telling you how powerful that the structure of the film was. But you couldn't do it again. It's already been done. You know what I mean? What's the new thing you're going to do?
Yeah, I was on a set of Dracula. I was actually on a set of that one was in production, and it was when I was tied with a group called Fantasy 2. They worked on some of the visual effects, so it happened to be on the set.
Exciting.
It was pretty cool, and there was a close set. I couldn't take pictures, and it was pretty neat because the set that I saw was where Keanu Reeves is going to the castle, and you see all the Carpathian Mountains.
Uh-huh.
I saw that set.
Wow.
You know, and I also saw the effect being done of the fire rings.
Mm-hmm.
I was there when they shot that visual effect.
Wow.
And all they did was take a wire and just burned it and just captured it and just put a blue film over it. But it's pretty cool.
No, that's great though. It's something to experience. Yeah.
My favorite Dracula movie, and I hope to catch off guard, is going to be George Hamilton in Love at First Bite.
Oh, I love that film.
It's one of the stupidest but funny movie. But the part I still quote to this day is when he's playing the piano and all the wolves are outside howling, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, "Children of the night, shut up!"
No, very good film, and it's funny because that never popped into my head. Like, to me, that doesn't register as a Dracula movie, just because they elevated it to such a level that Dracula will never reach. You know what I mean? It really is. That is the best of the best. You nailed it.
Yeah, it's a crazy movie. I haven't seen it. It's an old one. It came out in 1980.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck finding it on
the
Blu-ray.
The only movie where you will see the hero pull a Star of David out to try to fend off Dracula. Great movie.
That's right. He has some of the craziest kills in that movie.
Oh, so much.
Or trying to kill Dracula. He came into a restaurant and he just shot Dracula.
Yep.
And it made the woman pass out. And he goes, yeah, I guess the whole point was that, no, that doesn't work. I mean, that works on werewolves. Are you sure? Yeah. And then the cops grab him and shit. I have to watch that movie again.
Yeah, it really holds up, too. It really holds up over time.
And I just remember Renfield laughing on the airplane, and a woman hits him from laughing at the rat. The whole movie. Actually, I don't know if they want to do a remake, but I would go see that movie.
Absolutely.
And that's one Dracula movie. That would be awesome. Love it. I can't believe I brought that movie up. But anyway, it goes again to like the remakes of these Dracula movies and the Mummy. Like I said, I was getting to with Tom Cruise he's going to be doing the Mummy now. Well, that's the rumor right now. We don't know, but. Hey, it is what it is. We'll see what happens.
Hey,
but I think
nothing shouts success like following in Brandon Fraser's footsteps, right?
Well, I'm sure they're going to go a different route, which even those I did not like.
I didn't like them at all. They were terrible. It was
the
problem with them to me was they relied so much on CGI, and you can't do that. You need a combination of CGI with practical effects so that they don't look ridiculous, and that was the problem.
Well, that was the problem with Hollywood back then. We're talking about the mid '90s, right, when that came out. And what I think the problem was because Jurassic Park just set the bar so high that everybody thought, well, everything has to be CG. We're gonna CG this potato because it's CG. That's what. You're right, and everything had to be done. I mean, the big dust cloud with the mouth, all that stuff. Like, come on, dude, really? It did. I mean, I was really hoping it was going to be like a real mummy movie. And actually, back then I was naive because I'm in my mid-20s. Back then I was like, I'll see a mummy movie. That'd be great. I'd love to see a mummy movie. And just fail. And
plus, anybody that watched any of the Scooby-Doo movies or cartoons, it's going to be some old dude in a costume that's trying to make money. That's all it is.
The only mummy story I like is from a TV show called Amazing Stories. It's called
yes,
Mummy Daddy.
Yep.
That right there is
how you tell a mummy story.
It's a classic. It's funny, and I'll be watching it tonight after this podcast.
Completely unique premise about something that is very familiar to everyone. That's how you make a great story because you're giving somebody both the familiar and the unfamiliar simultaneously, and it's beautiful when they do that properly.
Yeah, it's I don't know who wrote that, but it was a great story. It's Amazing Stories. I'm think it's still on Netflix. You might be able to find it on Netflix. If not, Amazing Story. The name of the film or the short is called Mummy Daddy. Funny, great mummy story. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. I give you my seal of approval on that.
Absolutely.
So anyway, definitely not to keep dragging out, but I just don't see it. I hope the Legend of Tarzan does well. It'd be nice. I don't see it happening. I just don't.
And I gotta say, from the photographs they released, it looks like he's trying to be like the cover of a Fabio novel. You know what I mean? It's not.
Hallmark or was it Harlequin novel praising you Tarzan.
That's what I'm talking about. It just seems so.
Well, think about that. Maybe they should go down that path. I mean, come on, women are becoming bigger film goers, going to movies, And you know what? Maybe that's what they're going
Hey,
with.
that would be brilliant because
The legend
for one
of
thing, they're not going to
Tarzan.
get my money anyway, so they should go for the female audience. So
Maybe the legend is something else, people.
it
Yeah.
very well could be. He's legendary.
But we'll see that it's going to be next year, and nothing else this week. But I tell you what, people.
Wait, we got some news though. Breaking news. The Tick has been picked up by Amazon. If anybody ever liked the Tick TV series, not the cartoon was great in and of itself, but the Tick TV series from 2000, I think it started in 2000 or 2001. It only went a season or two. And with Patrick Warburton and David Burke and all these, there's just so many great guys, and they're bringing them back, and they're going to do the series again.
Oh, they are. The original cast.
Is coming back, and this is, to me, this is how you do superheroes at this point. Everybody is so experienced with the serious superhero, the guy that everything needs to be taken so seriously. To me, the announcement of the Tick coming back, this is the first competition that Deadpool has had yet. And it's serious competition.
Oh, you think? Well, that's different. That's going to be on TV, and Deadpool's going to be in the theater.
Absolutely, but the type of character that it is, that's what the competition I'm talking about. There's
Okay,
nobody
gotcha.
that can match Deadpool until you get to the Tick. The Tick is so far over the top that it literally makes Deadpool look like he's trying to catch up. You know
Okay,
what
I'm not a
saying?
big fan of the Tick. I never really gave it a chance, but I'll tell you one moment I did have with the Tick. I was flipping channels, and I came across the cartoon The Tick.
Right.
All right. And this is, I mean, it doesn't need set up. All it was a huge giant monster tearing up the city. There was a newscaster talking to, I guess, one of the other heroes. And they're trying to get his take on the situation. And he said, well, I think we're going to sit this one out. I thought that was freaking hilarious. That the this is
The hero's like, I'm not getting involved in that. You want me to do that? Have you seen the size of that thing?
Exactly. I thought that was because I caught me off guard.
Yep.
I said, what?
And that's what I mean is you need to, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for in the Deadpool thing,
Yeah.
is that it's so far over the top that there's stuff that I will not see coming, and I believe that it's got that potential.
Well, the way they're advertising it now, I mean, all of the viral stuff that they're doing, the posters, the Halloween thing they did with the kids, they're doing it right. I mean, they're really, really setting. Well, the hardcore fans, they expect this, okay? But what I think the marketing is trying to do is just get the Deadpool name out there, and who is this guy? Because that's what's going to happen. People are going to draw interest to what he's doing here, like all these poster parodies that he does. So, we'll talk more about that as close as we get to that premiere. That's going to be in February when that comes out.
Excellent.
And yeah, it's going to be a good. I mean, here's the crazy thing too. I mean, Deadpool goes against Zoolander too.
Oh, really?
That same weekend. So, me, I'm not a big fan of the Zoolander. Yes, I've seen it. There was a couple parts that made me laugh, but other than that, I'm not a big Ben Stiller fan. I have nothing against the man.
And Ben Stiller does draw the crowds, so
Yeah, he does. And I there's only two movies that got a kick out of. One was Dodgeball, and Something About Mary. Those are the only two movies I could see. I'm trying to really think hard. Any other movies they made that I like?
see, I love Something About Mary, but I really love the Ben Stiller show, and they've never been able to capture his magic on the big screen, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I never watched that show. Maybe I should give it a chance.
Really
But
good show.
I know he did like Eddie Munster. I know he did that character on the show, and that's about it. I know Janine Garofalo was on that show. Is that correct?
I believe so,
She
yeah.
was on that. Yeah, so I just don't.
Trying to,
Yeah,
yeah.
not big. Never been a big fan of the.
And she ended up
Ben
marrying him,
Stiller.
so it makes all kinds of sense.
Did she really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. See, learn something new. There you go. Well, there you go. Maybe I'll check out some of Ben Stiller's work. I don't know, but I'm still, like I said, the one. What you leave from this episode is go check out Amazing Stories, Mummy Daddy.
And look forward to BFG. It looks like it's going to be well done, and hopefully Spielberg really knocks it out of the park, because it looks like a great opportunity.
And there's a short out there, a cartoon version of it, I believe. So if you're interested, you can, of course, read the children's book or look for the animated short they made in the 80s, I believe. So that's me. I'm Tony Lamarr. You can find me online. Just go at Tony_Lamarr. I'm out there, people. And Ross?
You can find me at Punctual Podhead on Twitter.
And one more thing. I'll be performing in Pecos, Texas this weekend at some hotel. It's like a small...
Name dropper.
It's the only hotel in Pecos, so those who are listening, those who know, I'll be there this Friday. We're doing a show for raised awareness for toys for kids, I guess, for some holiday. I don't know, but I'll be there this weekend.